Salwe, hi. We're now on page 19 of Adler, and we're going to start off this lesson with a little bit of vocabulary, and that's going to mean we're going to look at our declension glove. The first word we're going to look at is a riskus, and its genitive is risky, so it's second. Risky, riskus, it's masculine, and it means a trunk or box. Riskus, risky, a trunk or a box. Riskus, risky. Arka, Noah's Ark, the big box that Noah put all these animals in the story. So that's arka, arkai, and it's first declension and it's feminine. Arka, arkai. Orbiculus is a little round thing, little round ball, and an orbiculus fibulatorius is a little round button that you put through a hole to act as a catch, the sort of thing you find on a duffel coat, I suppose. It's some kind of fastening for your clothes. So an orbiculus, here's one, orbiculus fibulatorius. So orbiculus fibulatorius, orbiculi fibulatorii. So orbiculus fibulatorius is a little round button or a fibula that's round shaped, a button. Now this is a modern expression. The Romans didn't have buttons. So orbiculus fibulatorius, orbiculus fibulatorius. Pecunia, pecunia is money, and that gives us pecunia, pecuniae. The English word impecunious means you don't have any money. So pecunia, pecuniae, feminine, first declension. Argentum, argenti, second declension, neuter. Argentum, argenti. Silver. Caseus, masculine. Caseus, casei. It's second declension, ends in e. Caseus, casei. Caseus, casei. Now I would strongly advise you to get your own handout, and when you're learning these, to actually touch the relevant finger so that you remember with touch also what declension it goes in. Caseus, casei. Remember I, e, is, us, ei. So caseus, cheese, casei, of the cheese. Then we have a noun adjective for silver, and it's argentea, and then we have argenteus, masculine, and argenteum, neuter. So argenteas, argentea, argenteus, argenteum. So we'd have to say, it's a bit silly to say it, argentum, argenteum, silvery, silver. Argenteus, argenteum, argentea. Argentea, argenteus, argenteum. That is silver. That's a noun adjective. Pistor. Pistor is a baker, and it has hidden quantity. That means that it's got a long I before the st, but we couldn't tell just by looking at the word. Pistor, pistor, a baker, and that gives us, in the third declension, ends in is, pistoris, pistoris, of the baker. Pistor, pistoris, it's masculine. Pistor, pistoris. Vicinus, vicinus, it's masculine, it's a neighbor. Vicinus, vicini, vicini. So vicinus, vicini. And proximus, proximus, also second declension. Proximus, a neighbor. And proximi, masculine. Proximus, proximi. Vicinus, vicini. Anything or something, aliquid, anything. And quidquam, anything. And non nihil, anything. There's also the word nihil, which means nothing, and that's not declined. So the word nihil is the same in all of the cases. And then we have nihilum, nihilum, nihili. And that is declined. And that's neuter. Nihilum, nihili. And we know that one from the English expression ex nihilo, that we said the world is created ex nihilo, from nothing. So ex nihilo, from nothing. And that's just like the ablatives we had before. Ex argento, out of silver. Ex auro, of gold. And ex nihilo, of nothing. So ex nihilo. And that's nihilum, nihili. And of course the accusative, if it's neuter, is going to be the same as the nominative, nihilum. And the dative, nihilo, nihilo. Estne tibi aliquid. Estne, is there to you. Tibi, dative. Estne tibi aliquid. Is there to you something? In other words, do you have anything? Estne tibi aliquid. Est mihi aliquid. It is to me something. In other words, I have something. So estne tibi aliquid. And you answer est mihi aliquid. So let's try that. Estne tibi aliquid. And you answered est mihi aliquid. There is to me something. Habesne aliquid. Do you have something? Habesne aliquid. And the answer is aliquid habeo. Aliquid habeo. I have something. Num quidquam habes. Do you have anything? Num quidquam habes. And the answer is going to be negative. Nihil rei. Nihil rei habeo. So nihil, nothing. Rei, of thing, have I. So nihil, nothing. Rei, of thing, habeo. So I have nothing of thing, is how you'd say it in Latin. Nihil rei habeo. I have nothing of thing. I have nothing. So num quidquam habes. Num quidquam habes. Do you have anything? Nihil, that's nothing. Nihil rei, of thing. Nihil rei habeo. I have. So I have nothing of thing. Essuriens. Essuriens means hungry. Essuriens. Sitiens means thirsty. Sitiens. And then we have some nouns. Adjective. Somniculosa, feminine, sleepy. Somniculosus, masculine, sleepy. Somniculosum, neuter, sleepy. And these are nouns, adjective. So somniculosa, somniculosus, somniculosum, sleepy. Or we can say cupidus, that's cupidus, masculine, desiring. Cupida, cupidus, cupidum. We can say, and then we have somnus, sleep, and somni, of sleep. So we can say cupidus somni, desiring of sleep. Cupidus somni. Or if you're a girl, cupida somni. Or if it's an animal, cupidum in the neuter, somni. Cupidum somni, cupida somni, cupidus, somni. That's desirous of sleep. Cupidus somni. And there's also fessa, tired, fessa, fessus, tired, and fessum, tired. Fessa, fessus, fessum, or de fessa, de fessus, de fessum, tired. The verb essurio, first person, I am hungry. Essurio, essuris, you are hungry. So I can ask, essurisne, are you hungry? Essurisne, and the answer is, in the first person, essurio, I am hungry. Essurio, essurisne, essurio. Remember that ne is an enclitic, the bit that goes on the end of the verb to tell us that it is a question. It can actually go at the end of any word. It doesn't have to be at the end of a verb. So essurisne, essurio. Sitio, I am thirsty. Sitio, sitis. Sitisne, are you thirsty? Sitisne. And the answer would be sitio, I'm thirsty. Sitio. Or we could say ego vero sitio. Wow, I'm really thirsty. Ego vero sitio. Or we could say non sitio, I'm not thirsty. Non essurio, I'm not hungry. Esne tu. Esne tu. Are you somniculosus, sleepy? Or if you're a girl, esne tu somniculosa. Esne tu somniculosus. And we can answer somniculosus sum. So somniculosus sum, I am. Here, sum, I am. Somniculosus. Sum somniculosus. Or if you're a girl, you say sum somniculosa. If you're an animal speaking in a fable, you might say sum somniculosum. Sum somniculosum. An es cupidus somni. Are you desirous of sleep? An es cupidus somni. Non sum cupidus somni. Or if you're a girl, non sum cupida somni. I'm not desirous of sleep. Somni. Non sum cupida somni. Ego, for emphasis, we say ego, I. Ego somniculosus non sum. I am not tired. Ego somniculosus non sum. Somniculosa, somniculosus, somniculosum. It's a noun adjective. Esne tu fessus. Are you tired? Esne tu fessus. So sum es est. Sum, I am. Es, you are. Est, he or it or she is. So first person, sum. Second, es. Third, est. Esne tu fessus. Are you tired? Esne tu fessus. Or if you're a girl, esne tu fessa. And the answer would be sum fessus. Or you could say sum fessa. Or you could say non sum fessus. Non sum fessa. I'm not tired. All right, let's have a look at some genitives and how these expressions with genitives work. In many grammar books, you'll read that the genitive would come before the word that's governing it, but this is a rule that the Romans don't apply very rigorously, and so you're quite able to use the genitive in the same way you would use it in English and put it afterwards. So you could say the dog of the baker. You wouldn't have to say of the baker, the dog. Whereas you will find of the baker, the dog in Latin. So let's have a look at these examples here. Canis is a dog, and canis is a word that's in the third declension. Nominative. Canis. Pistor is a baker. Of the baker, pistoris. So, canis, pistoris. Dog of the baker. Canis, pistoris. Or we can say, pistoris canis. Of the baker, the dog. If it were in the accusative, so habeo canem, I have the dog. Habeo canem. Habeo, I have pistoris of the baker, canem, the dog. So I have of the baker, the dog. Habeo pistoris canem. Pistoris canem. Of the baker, the dog. In other words, I have the dog of the baker. Toga. Toga. In the accusative, togam. Habeo togam. Sartor. Sartor is a tailor. So, sartor, sartoris. Thomas Carlyle wrote a very famous book called Sartor Resartus. The tailor retailored. So, here we have the habeo togam sartoris. I have togam, coat, sartoris, of the tailor, or of tailor, because there's no the. So, habeo togam, I have coat, sartoris, of tailor. I have coat of tailor. So I have the coat of the tailor. I have a coat of a tailor. Sartoris togam habeo. Of the tailor. Coat I have. We can say it that way around too. Sartoris togam habeo. How about this one? Kaharta is paper. Kaharta. Kaharta mei fratris. So the paper of brother. So the paper of my brothers. Kaharta mei fratris. Meus is here. So it's mei. Meus, mei. Frater is here. So it's fratris. So we are using two declensions to do this. Kaharta, paper, mei, fratris, the paper of brother. Kaharta, mei, fratris. Habeo, kahartam, mei, fratris. Notice that habeo kahartam's changing, but the genitive is still staying the same. So I have the paper, habeo kahartam, not habeo kaharta, habeo kahartam, mei, of my fratris, of brother. So habeo kahartam, mei fratris. Mei fratris kahartam, habeo. Or we could say, mei kahartam fratris, habeo. It still works. All the bits are there, and we can piece them together. Mei wikini. Mei wikini. Mei wikini. Sal bonum. Assuming sal is neuter. So, mei wikini sal bonum. That's the good salt of my neighbor. My neighbor's good salt. So, mei wikini. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong place. Mei wikini sal bonum. Mei wikini sal bonum. Or we could say sal bonum wikini mei. Panis is bread. So panis, here it is, panis, it's bread. Third declension. Panis vetulus, old, because it's masculine. So panis is a third declension masculine, and it's vetula, vetulus, vetulum. So panis vetulus. Panis vetulus, old bread. Habeo panem vetulum. Panem vetulum. Because vetulus has the accusative vetulum. Panis has the accusative panem. Panem vetulum habeo. Canis is a dog. Canis, canem. So, canem bellum. Because bella, bellus, bellum. Canem, canis, canem bellum. Canem bellum habeo. I have a pretty dog. Canem bellum habeo. Or we could say venusta, venustus, venustum, and then the accusative venustum. So canem venustum habeo. I have a pretty dog. Canem venustum habeo. Tainia is a ribbon, and here it is. Tainia. The accusative, tiniam. Tiniam habeo. And we have argentea, and we have argenteus, and argentium. So, tainia argentea, tiniam argenteam. Habeo tiniam argentiam. Est mihi tainia argentea, with the nominative. Est mihi, it is to me, tainia argentea. Habeo, with the accusative, tiniam argenteam. One thing you need to know, if the noun substantive is a monosyllable, like sal, then the noun adjective will come after it. So it's sal, sal bonum. It is sal bonum, not bonum sal. Sal is a monosyllable, so sal bonum. And so it is with all monosyllables. So num habes sal bonum vicini. Do you have the good salt of the neighbor? Num habes sal bonum vicini. The answer? Non habeo. I don't have it. Non habeo. An habes fratris mei candelabrum argenteum. Candelabrum argenteum. So, an habes, do you have fratris mei, of my brother, of mine, candelabrum argenteum. Candlestick, silver. Non habeo. I don't have it. We don't use the word it in English. We use it. We wouldn't put it into the Latin. We just say non habeo. Don't have. It's bad Latin to stick the word it in the same place where we would use the it in English. It's just assumed to be there. So we would say, I don't have it. A Roman would just say, I don't have. And we just have to understand that it is there. Non habeo. Vale. Bye-bye.